Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, don't act like y'all ain't got no ratchet in you, boo-boo. Don't do that. Hey. Hey. Y'all good? Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord. I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances. Can I get y'all with me? Hey, look, I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances. Syrup sandwiches is good, though. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances. Hey, Northeast. Hey, look, I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances. Hey, B-Days, hey, look, sing it with me. Look, I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances. Talking with the truth, say with the cold, it's like the analyst. Parmesan with my accountant lived, and now I'm counting this. Do say with my boo, they throw the Kool-Aid for the analyst. Boy, I can buy you the whole world with my face stuff. You know it's good, let me sit that on your face, huh? I don't wanna hear about the alcohol, cause Bella be the realest after all. Chicks, be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble, hold up, sit down, be humble, hold up, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble, hold up, sit down, be humble, and sit down. I said, ooh, who that dab that be stunting on the face, ma? Ooh, who that dab that be stunting on the face, ma? Ooh, tastes like do say with my boo, say with my face, huh? With my face, huh? With my face, huh? Ooh, who that little shorty frontin' on Renee? Ooh, who that shorty that be frontin' on Renee? Ooh, who that little shorty frontin' on Renee? Let me see it down. I'm too tired of the Photoshop. Hey, sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Hold up. Sit down. Be humble. Hold up. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Hold up. I said, I'm gonna take it out of the Photoshop. Hey, when I'm so quick to take it out of the Photoshop. Hey, I said, well, show me something natural like ass you can dress for. Huh? Hey, I said, well, I'm so quick to take it out of the Photoshop. And she knows that's what we go. And Karen, put it, hey. Come on. We'll let it go. Tune in and hold up. We're gonna bother, let the beat go. Yeah. And she knows. Gonna bother, make the beat go.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Mignon Show. I am your host, Mignon.
And I'm your co-host, Roz.
We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank everybody that's watching on YouTube. We appreciate you.
Yes,
we want you
do.
to definitely share this video and also subscribe to the channel.
Yes. Hey, subscription.
Yes. Hey, Roz.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Blessed, booked, and busy.
Another week of being blessed, booked, and busy. Yes, guys. So we definitely got to tell you guys about our weekend.
Yes.
The event that we have been talking about for the last 2 months, the vendor showcase. It happened on this past Saturday, and it was amazing.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to everybody who came, who shared, who vent, just everybody, because it was far beyond my expectations. So I'm very, very excited. And shout out to everyone with DWP and everyone to man to man. I mean, we pushed through. We pushed through.
And I'm telling you guys, if you guys was not there, you definitely missed an awesome chance to support some amazing entrepreneurs and businesses that are in our community. We had awesome youth entrepreneurs there. You know, Imani J was there with her awesome book. James Collier was there, 3 for Me, and the other young lady name who had
Serena Sense. Oh my goodness, 15 years old, such a beautiful spirit. Shout out to her. That was our first time meeting her.
Yes.
Her and her mom was there, and they were just like amazing. So we definitely want to shout out her. She made the cutest soap.
She sure did, and they smell so good.
And I was worried about having somebody with candles so it can smell. And then look at God, you walk over there and it smelled up.
She smelled up the place. Yes, and she was so sweet. And we also had
Fat Daddy's lemonade.
Fat Daddy's lemonade.
You need that lemonade.
Oh my goodness!
And we drunk that lemonade.
I know. I'm trying to think of the flavor that I had, but it was
my favorite is pineapple.
I had pineapple mango.
Pineapple mango. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Anything with
delicious.
Pineapple is my favorite.
It was
I love
delicious.
Pineapple.
And look, I asked for pineapple at first. He came by and said it's all gone. I said, did Roz get it all?
Yes. As soon as he walked in there, I was like, "Is my pineapple to the side?" Like as soon as he walked in there, so it was good. I love seeing the youth entrepreneurs. I love them in their business mode and how respectful they are. They could be doing anything in the world, but here they are growing their brand and their business.
Yes.
They have their family support, so it was just like amazing.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful event. You can tell that there was a lot of love in the room for one another. Everybody was there. Even the vendors that show up, guys, they also come out prepared to buy from other entrepreneurs that's there. And I really love that about that. Everybody was going around buying from one another, making new connections because we know it's all about networking.
Yep, that's the biggest
all about
thing,
networking.
The networking to go on. And I remember Serena Sense, I remember her mom was so nervous. I think this was their first event, and her mom was
her mother was
so nervous, and she pulled me to the side, and she was so nervous, and I said, "Ma'am, I promise you, it's going to be okay."
Yes.
I said, the networking is the biggest thing. And I went and talked to her daughter, and then her daughter came and gave me the biggest hug, and she was like, "Miss Roz, thank you. I got a big sale." You know, big sale to kids be like really minute to us. We like, oh, but she was so excited. So it was great. We had everything there. We had food, we had drinks, we had jewelry, We had, of course, Voxway, baby, was in there.
Was in the house.
So funny.
It was our first vending event as well.
Me and Mignon is so funny because you guys know we wear many hats. So in some of the pictures, you will see us with our DWP shirts on because you know we both on the board. Then other pictures, you will see us with our Voxway t-shirts. So that was the funniest, trying to hurry up and like change our clothes real quick, but you got to do that. You had to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. And it was so awesome to be out there, to be representing Voxway, to let people know in the community, you know, who we are and what we do. We are the Ultimate TV Network, and we are looking for people to join our team, our shows, our street team, and just build. And our awesome engineer, he came out, Ron always take care of us. He is in the studio right now, but getting some footage, and we were interviewing the businesses out there. So it was amazing.
It was and it was so good. I've never seen Ron outside of the studio. He is one of the hardest working men I know.
Yes, he is.
So when I saw him, I was just like, oh my goodness, like I would just hug him. It was so much love. That's what it is at Voxway. But it was just great to see him out and interviewing. It was great to see Mignon transform from DWP to Voxway running over. So it was amazing. All the vendors had beautiful spirits. They was nice. And like you said, everybody support everyone. When you come to a vending event, even when you host one, you are prepared to network and to support the businesses. So I love how DWP and Man to Man and Valencia's Valuable Blessings, was out there supporting every vendor. We supported every vendor. We was stuffed. We wasn't dehydrated. We got new outfits and shoes.
Everything.
Even stuff it was just the support. Like, we did everything, so it was good. But my daughter got her soap because she loved that little soap.
Girl, oh my goodness. And we're going to have her on the show, too.
Yeah, she was amazing.
We're going to definitely do another a youth segment here, and we're going to definitely bring her out. And I was telling her about it, and she just was so excited. She was like, this day has just been awesome.
Yes, she was so
she was like, this day has just been so awesome.
So sweet. She wanted to take a picture with me, but the way it was like I was a celebrity to her, and I was just like, okay. But she was so happy to like her spirit, and her mom was just so beautiful. And what really made it beautiful, I got home and I received a message from almost every vendor between yesterday and day before. when is the next one? We want to come to the next one. We want to be a part of DWP and Man to Man. And they had so much stuff. So we are planning the next one. So let me get with the board so we can discuss that. But
absolutely.
Shout out.
Also tell everyone why we actually put on the vendor showcase in reference to Daughters with a Purpose.
All right. So we put on a vendor showcase because you guys know Daughters with a Purpose and Man to Man are mentoring programs under Valuable Blessings. So we are a nonprofit organization under Valuable Blessings. We put on that because everything that we do when we do community events and we do back to school night and host things like that, we do not charge the children. We don't want it to be a financial burden for anyone to bring their child to anything that we do. So when we had the event, this is something to offset the cost that comes. First of all, it costs to do anything, okay? Mm-hmm. So it costs for our time and our money to go get book. When we get book bags, we stuff them with everything, pencils, everything that the child needs. When we're out here having awesome speakers speak to the youth and things like that, it costs. So we don't never want to put that burden of cost onto our youth or to the parents of our youth. So we're starting to have these fundraising events, and this was our first one, so that we can offset that cost. In addition, we are desperately looking for mentors, men and women. I mean, you guys talk about it, you see what's going on in the community, and here's your chance to do something about it. So we were also there with applications. All the board members was there to answer any questions that you may have. We was ready to sign you up to be a mentor, start your background check right there.
Yes.
So that's how we was doing. When I said we was switching shirts, we was switching shirts, hat, E-Pen from Voxway to DWP. We was there doing it. So
absolutely.
Yes, that's why we're doing this.
Absolutely, guys. And as always, if that is you, if you are looking to be a mentor, we would love to have you. Definitely reach out. Give them the email address.
So you can email dwpmentoring@outlook.com. And one of the amazing board members would definitely reach out to you. And same thing for man to man mentor@outlook.com.
Absolutely, guys. So you guys heard it. Please, 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 if that is you, if you have a desire to be in a child's life as a mentor, please, we definitely need it. We have young boys and girls waiting right now.
Yes.
And we need mentors to fill that so we can be able to pair them up with someone. Yes. So we would definitely appreciate you very much.
Yes. Yes.
So that was awesome.
Also,
oh my goodness, it was Easter.
Oh, it was.
I know, right? Well,
but you know how my Easter
celebrate holidays, so I gotta remember to throw in the holidays.
But you know how my Easter went. I don't know if you saw my post. You see how my Easter went.
Yes, you do that with all the kiddies.
Well, I didn't know. Like, Imani had told her classmates that she was having a party. Imani wasn't even home. So when these parents are texting me, I'm like, what do they talk about? And when I called Imani, she's like, what party? I said, sweetie, that's what I'm asking you because you're not home. Oh, I didn't say I was having a party. I said I was having an Easter egg hunt. Well, sweetie, that's a party when you didn't invited your classmate. So she wasn't even home. So she come home and her classmate came over and I was just like, I was home, wrapped up, trying to relax, but no, Imani had whole different plans. But it was beautiful. One of her classmates did come over, and it was new to her. So we were dyeing eggs, and she didn't understand what was going on. Like, she was like, what is this? Like, she didn't know, and we baked.
Wow.
The stores had nothing in them because I wasn't playing, so we couldn't have an Easter egg hunt because ain't no store had no plastic eggs. Like, it was empty. So we improvised. We baked cupcakes, and I let them put icing on them. We made Rice Krispie treats in different colors, like so they can look like little eggs, and we dyed eggs. It was the best thing to them. I was stressed out because she didn't tell me about this party. But then it was Imani, my nephew, and her friend, and they had an amazing time. Something small and intimate.
I got to go back and look at that. I know she probably was like, yeah, that's how you do it. Just invite them all over, and mommy, and get it done.
I was reading text messages. One parent was like, I'm so sorry that we won't be able to attend. I'm like, attend what? I didn't send her nobody's invitations or nothing, but leave it to Imani J. She has her own plans. Her social life is better than me and Mix put together.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I say that all the time. I be like, these children these days, they have a more of a social life than grown people. And their calendars stay booked.
And they have friends that's ready to come on, support them on a drop of a dime. I'm trying to figure out how that works. Because I'm really trying to figure out how that works. But yes.
Well, I'm so glad she had that. That was sweet.
But your your grandson called me, I guess he was thinking about me.
Oh my goodness. So of course, yes, I had not all my family, but the majority of my family was over yesterday, and so of course my grandson was there.
He always calls
and I'm telling you, these kids these days, he loves every electronic. When he comes in, he wants the phone, and it's always so amazing to me because I have people stored by their picture. So he looks at the picture, and then he knows to push the little green phone. He knows how to call people.
He called me twice
yesterday. I'm like, boy.
He liked my picture. I need to see what picture she got in because he liked my picture. Because he called me not once but 2 times.
Yes,
bless his little heart.
He's just so much. And so everybody was over. So he was able to have Easter dinner, which was really, really nice. Because it was like really the first official dinner we've had since my grandmother passed last year. So it was just real nice for everyone to get together. So it was really, really nice.
So we both had a good
We
day
did.
yesterday.
Also, the great news, guys. Also, you guys know who's our partner, our friend, our sister Jewel. Oh my goodness, y'all. She had, like I was telling you, everybody, y'all know that she was scheduled to have surgery today. The surgery was a success.
Yes, praise God.
She is out of surgery and she is resting, and we are so thankful to God.
Yes.
Oh my God, that He
when
is a miracle worker.
When that message came through, and I know we was on a group chat, and we not spoke, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to.
I had to respond to that.
I'm gonna have to praise God on this one. Like when they were sending us the stuff, I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. But when they said she was out and recovering, everything was good. I'm like, praise God, you're gonna get this praise.
Yeah, they're gonna have that. I said the same thing.
Yes,
because we had strict instructions because we were a part of the inside core of friends and family that received all the updates and everything. So, to hear everything what she was going through step by step, and we were told by Jewel herself not to respond, just to accept the message as it comes through. But when we got that message today that she was out of surgery, doing well, we had to praise God. I said, hallelujah.
Yes,
I don't care who say what.
God is good. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional because that like you said, we had strict instructions for everything, and we just been praying and hold fast to God's word. Just to be included in that circle that she had. I feel honored to be a part of that. She thought that much of me, that her family continued just to keep us updated. So shout out to her family because they were on it, keeping us updated. And Jewel, we love you, honey. And we can't wait for you to be back up in here in Voxway. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional.
Yes,
that was amazing.
And I tell everybody that has really been a struggle for me because I know even on Friday when she went to the hospital, like that night, I couldn't even sleep.
Right.
And it was really hard, when you got a friend and they're going through something like that and you really don't know what to say, what to do or anything. But we got to stay consistent with God and stay prayed up and just pray for our friends and family. And I'm so, like you said, I am so honored that she considered me to be in that network, to be making sure that I knew everything what was going on with her. So girl, we love you.
We love you so much, girl. You got me crying on camera. I said I was crying today. But we love you. Again, we thank your family for keeping us updated, and we cannot wait for you to be sitting here for us so we can be planning what we doing next, because God got so much in store for you. We got work to do. Oh my goodness, praise God. You just never know what's going on in somebody's life. Like you said, we had strict instructions. We were keeping things quiet and things like that. But just pray for your friends, pray for your enemies, pray for your neighbors. You never know what somebody's going through. Let it all go. Forgiveness, there's so much power in forgiveness. Yes. And you need to exercise that right to forgive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And on that note, because we talked about so much other things, we had a story for Girl Chat, but we're going to wait. We can do that next week.
Yes, because I can't cry no more.
I know, right?
Because that one going to really make me cry. I just can't cry no more. I know y'all be like, the Mignon Show got that cry baby on there. Y'all know I be trying. But Mick know me. She know I'm always very emotional about stuff that's passionate.
Absolutely,
to me, so.
absolutely, absolutely. But guys, to let you know, this month is April. This month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We have a phenomenal guest here in the studio. We have Mrs. LaQuisha Hall. She is here from out of Baltimore. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have that beauty queen right here at the desk. We'll be right back. You're watching the Mignon Show. Oh, she is back. This is also 3 for Me. It is an anti-bullying movement with James Collier. He is a comic book writer. As you guys know, he was on the Mignon Show
3 for Me, anti-bullying movement.
Yes. So right now we have his mom here. Yes. Hi. How are you? So we are live right now. Tanisha, just tell everybody about the business and everything that you have going on.
Absolutely. My 9-year-old son is a comic book creator, Sunkmania Galaxy, one of the first and only comic book series that are based on anti-bullying. There is a wealth of knowledge for parents and kids about bullying in here. He also has some t-shirt designs. One I have on, Books Over Bullying, but he has quite a bit of other designs. He's also trying to get 20,000 kids to sign his anti-bully pledge. And every child that signs gets a pencil and an anti-bullying wristband. So please help and support. He has over 3,000 right now.
Yay!
Yes.
So again, guys, that's him right there. That's James right there. Okay. So guys, again, definitely come out, support our youth entrepreneurs. Please come out and support this. We have plenty books and t-shirts here. For me, anti-bullying movement. Yes. Thank you. DWP, the program that ready to come on.
Something like this, yeah, we black. I want some of that good old Popeye chicken. The biscuits with the jelly and the bento. I want some of that good old Popeye chicken. The biscuits with the jelly and the bento. And where's going on? That's when we first started, when we was young thugs.
Welcome back to the Mignon Show. I am your host, Mignon.
And I'm your co-host, Roz.
And as you guys can see, we have the beautiful Mrs. LaQuisha Hall here at the table. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You know why we laughing? She did exactly what I told her not to do. So when you said welcome, she looked at the screen.
So guys, I'm just going to say a little bit about this phenomenal lady that's here in the studio.
Yeah, you do it, because she ain't going to get me. You
so we have the award-winning and best-selling author, international advocate, Mrs. Essence 2013, She Rose Awards founder, the Queendom Tea Mentoring Program, and Baltimore Teacher of the Year 2018.
Another week.
I know. She's always turning over her crown to someone else. I tell you guys, this woman, she is phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of knowing her for a few years because I remember when I first met her, you had just got crowned Mrs. Essence. Okay. That's when it was. Yes. And I was like, oh, really? I said, a real beauty queen. I know a real beauty queen.
Well, I had the pleasure of knowing her for about 35 minutes now, maybe 40, and she is so beautiful. When she walked in, I was like, you're so beautiful. I really love your dress. Like, her spirit matches her beauty. So now I know 2 beauty queens. So I feel like I'm amazing.
You're next.
Oh.
You're next. You're next. Get that crown. We're going to get some crowns and wear in here one day. And some sashes.
Yes. Miss Merlin America 2018 she tried to give me the answer. I was like, I ain't ready for that. But I'm glad to know you. And now another one. So I'm cool.
Yes. So welcome, LaQuisha.
Thank you, my dear friend.
You're welcome. And guys, remember when I was here and I was telling you about, remember the award, the tea kettle that I had, that I was honored at the Zeta Phi Beta, and I was their sister who shines, and I kept telling y'all about my friend who was also the sister who serves. This is her. This is me. So it's an honor to have her here. So, I just can't say it enough. I'm just so happy that she's here. So, LaQuisha, please tell our guests a little bit more about you.
Like you didn't wrap it all up already. Well, I'm honored to be with y'all.
Thank you.
Especially during this month. This is a very important month to me and a whole lot of other people. Some people don't realize how important this month will be to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you are shedding light on the issue of sexual assault and all the other issues that you talk about on your show. Just all the things I've heard already. Just the entrepreneurship expo that y'all had recently. I'm just so impressed.
Thank
with
you.
how you are feeling a need in a community, which is so important. If we had like 50 more y'all doing this, we could transform.
Transform.
Yeah. So. You asked me to talk about me, though. Praise the Lord. So, I am happy to be in the space and the place that I'm in now in my life. I have done a lot, as you've mentioned, but I am now trying to tone down, scale back a bit, and teach others to do what I'm doing so that we can pass that legacy on to somebody else. As we said about the crown. You got to pass it on. So, not because I'm going somewhere, but because after a while, I know that I will become tired.
Yes.
And I want the young ladies that we're mentoring. I want the women that we coaching. I want all the people that are under us to be able to empower the people behind them. Because one day we won't be able to continue.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, passing that torch to the next generation for them to be able to pick up where you left off. And then always, it's always about the ones that's coming behind you. You may not never can see the change while you're doing it, but it always is about the people that's behind you, of paving that way for them.
You get it to the point and you have to trust that they're going to take it to the next point, and that's how that's how it's supposed to be.
And I do trust that. I'm so glad you said that. I have the most amazing students I've ever taught in my whole career. I've been teaching for 16 years in Baltimore City. Y'all can clap.
That's a big clap right there. That's an honor in itself.
Get up and shout honor, right? But out of 16 years, the group of kids that I have this year, all of my kids have been awesome. But I had one texting me while I was waiting to come on your show from the past. But this year's students, they ran their own advocacy campaign in Baltimore with issues that they cared about. They did that over their spring break. They read a book by Chris Wilson, who was a young man at 17 years old. He was sentenced to life in prison. He did what he was supposed to do to get out of prison in 24 years, and now is an entrepreneur and is empowering people all over Baltimore. So my students are reading his book, and they'll get to meet him soon.
Awesome.
And I said all that to say that I have so much faith in my students that I'm so happy to pass this torch on.
And it's so true, because I have been watching you for years, and I have seen you do so much work that's transformational. And I remember, I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago now, but when your students wrote a book, where all of them did a collaboration, and it was just so awesome to see them when they were like, I can't believe that I'm an author, and and to look to you for that, to bring that to them, because I always try to tell people that you don't have to wait till you're an adult to do something that you always wanted to do.
Absolutely. And my current students are getting ready to do that again. Save the date, May 23rd.
Okay.
It's called I Am the CEO, and it stands for Chief Executive Overcomer.
Awesome.
They're writing about their stories of overcoming their hardships in Baltimore City.
Oh my goodness, they're going to have to come on.
Yeah.
A few of them going to have to come on. We're going to have to come on and talk about that, and let them express some of the things that they had to go through, because that's what it's about. It's time for us to open up and talk about those issues that we have swept under the rug for so long, and that's why it keeps affecting so many generations. But it's time to stop it, and we have to be able to allow our children to express themselves freely.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
So, oh my goodness, I am excited about that.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
And when I'm reading, I was excited when I saw that you were Teacher of the Year,
Oh, yeah.
2018. That is a beautiful thing.
Isn't it beautiful,
That's
girl?
a beautiful thing.
Look, and she know about that because she's also a substitute teacher down in Charles County.
Thank you.
Like, how do you do it? I'm like, I just pray every day.
Every day.
But the children make it, like, it makes it easier. Even on the bad days, I still
Yeah.
get up and go back the next day. But I have so much respect for teachers. When I
Thank you.
became I have 4 children, so I always respect teachers. But when I became a substitute teacher, and you get to see a little bit more, I'm like, I really respect teachers now. Like, my God. So congratulations to you again on that.
Yes.
Thank
So, because we are here about sexual assault in this month, we definitely, because we do believe in like life after, and I'm going to say life after the trauma. You know, sometimes people go through things and they think that they will never be able to move forward and things like that. So can you just share a little bit about your story of where you were, and they already know where you at now, so you know it's life after that. But just share a little bit with them of your story and how you was able to overcome all that you have been through.
Whew. So first, I just want to say it is a lifelong process overcoming trauma.
Yes.
You know, while we all may have gone through something and may sit and look like we got it all together, we still have our days where we got
Absolutely.
to peel ourselves off the bed and say we got to keep going. So I, as a teen, so at 14, at 12, my parents were divorced. My parents were separated physically, and that made my mother vulnerable to, you know, opening her heart again to someone else. And unfortunately, that someone else took advantage of her household. So I was her oldest daughter. I am her oldest daughter. Was.
You
And he was a pastor of a church. He baptized me, sprinkled water on my head. I don't know if that's a baptism. But you know.
No, you got to be submerged for a baptism.
Well, listen, that's probably why he couldn't submerge me, because he wasn't where he was supposed to be spiritually. And so he took advantage of me for 2 years. I was molested by, and he was also a family member, so technically it was incest. And at the age of 16, I said, I can't continue like this. I felt like an outcast in my family. I was the black sheep. I was the one that my family used to say was always whining, crying about something. I was just very emotional because of what I was secretly dealing with. And there was a lot of abuse and trauma throughout the generations of my family. So it wasn't seen as something that they should help me with at the time. They didn't know what happened, but my cry for help didn't look like something they needed to address. It looked like you need a beating because you need to be respectful, kind of thing. So I left at 16. I became a ward of the state. I put myself into college, and I thought that leaving my home physically would get me in a space and a place where I'd be okay. And I feel like my life got worse after I left, because now I'm looking for people to chase me and say, Quisha, where'd you go? And are you okay? And nobody chased me. And I was like, so do y'all even care? You know, I felt so rejected. I was alone. I'm trying to figure out adult life. I had no idea. I'm signing everything in the office for student loans. I got, listen, if anybody's watching and wants to pay them off. But I'm saying I didn't have a lot of guidance. There were a lot of people who came into my life as mentors, but of course they couldn't carry that weight of being my parent, my parental figure, which is what I was crying for desperately internally. So I tried to commit suicide my freshman year of college. I swallowed over 100 pills and was found foaming at the mouth on my dormitory bed, and was embarrassingly rushed out of my dorm into an ambulance because they didn't know what was going to happen with me. They saw the pills. They knew what I had done. I had to sign something before I left the hospital saying I wouldn't try it again. But I had to tell y'all, in that moment, I didn't know if I wasn't going to try it again. I did what I had to do because I had a friend sitting there that said, "We should do it so we can go home." Wow. But I didn't really feel like I wasn't going to try that again because I felt like they messed my opportunity up. And I felt like, why am I leaving here? What am I going to? At some point, you know, I claimed my faith in God through an apostolic church in North Carolina. Y'all know apostolic people don't play with you. Praise the Lord. I still say praise the Lord to everybody. You call me on the phone. Praise the Lord. I mean, they ingrained in me that God loved me. And that was the start of my healing process.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
right there, yeah. That right there, and that is the starting point to any healing, is that you have to connect with your source. Your source, and when I say the source, is the Creator. Connect with Him, and you have to really find out how much you are loved, and to really understand that, you know, God knew that all these things would happen. Because I remember, for me, I used to growing up, I didn't have a real close relationship. I didn't feel as though I did with my mom, and my family was like that too, like very dysfunctional. And when I read in the Bible where God said that, you know, about where He addressed your parents and all of those things, and Jesus was like, who? He said, my mother and father are the ones that do the work. My mother and brothers are the ones that do the work of my Father. And so when I read that and understood that, I was like, okay, so I could really let them off the hook for the things that has been done to me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to keep holding them accountable. I got to understand that God is my Father. He loves me, and He knew that all these things was going to happen to me, but you still have to move on and keep pressing. Absolutely. So when I learned that, it really changed it for me. So I really believe wholeheartedly in having that spiritual connection.
Absolutely. And then from there, I also believe in, a lot of people will say you need counseling, therapy, all those things. I'm not opposed to it. It's a big push for the African American community to step up their game in that arena. But I did not have formal counseling. What I did was use the world as my counselor. So I started sharing. Let me tell you what happened. My first pageant ever. It was called Mrs. Christian International. Now, I told y'all a pastor molested me. Okay? So the man asked me on stage. Now, remember, I was apostolic. Can't lie.
Right.
The man asked me on stage, what's the biggest challenge you had to overcome? And I had never told anybody publicly what happened. I just blurted out with a smile like a pageant girl. I was molested by a pastor at the age of 14. But I'm here. I said something else about how I'm here now and I'm ready to, you know, do whatever the title entails. Girl, the whole room got quiet. I was like, I don't think I was supposed to.
I'm sure they did.
They probably was like, is he in here now?
I was so scared. I was like, and then, you know, my husband's like, you know, it's okay. And girl won. You won the pageant. Yeah.
I mean, how could you not?
And it was my first one. So, but I'll never forget. Not only did I feel so free in that moment, but after the pageant was over, of course, people were congratulating me and things like that. But this woman was 81 years old. She rolled up to me in a wheelchair. She congratulated me first, and, you know, I'm accepting it. And she said, I want to tell you something, baby. Don't you ever stop telling your story. And then she started to tear up. And then she grabbed onto this locket that she was wearing. She opened it up. It was a picture of her in her youth. She said, my mother passed, I never got to tell her. She was still carrying around that she never told her story, but was encouraging me to keep telling mine. And so I said to myself in that moment, I can't be like that. And not that there was something wrong with her, but I didn't want to hold on to it. I did hold on to it prior to that. Even though I started to heal and I, you know, started to get my life together, I was happily married, I was still holding on to the hurt from what the pastor had done to me, the hurt of the abandonment from family. Like, I was holding on to it, but I would just smile.
Right.
And that woman has no idea. I've never seen her again, but she has no idea the seed she planted. I have talked about her every year since I met her.
Wow. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, those people that come into your life to plant those seeds. Yeah. And you carry that for the rest of your life. You will never forget those stories. And like how we are as being domestic violence survivors, and we tell our stories, we always get those people to come up and share stuff like that. And they just don't know you remember them. And then they become a part of the story and the journey as well.
I always talk about how I met you all the time. I always say, like you, that was my first time speaking out. And I remember after I was finished speaking, this is my first time meeting her. She was sitting on this side of me, and I had my husband and my best friend. And I remember getting off the stage, and I just like collapsed because it felt like the weight of the world was like off of me. And I remember Mignon was like, that she was gonna walk with me. Like she was gonna help me, and she was gonna be there for me. And you hear stuff like that, but you don't really see stuff like that. And that's been 6-7 years now, and it's happened. So you never know who you run into. So congratulations to you just for overcoming all the things that you will continue to overcome. And I also urge that you continue to tell your story to everyone that's listening. I definitely love when you talk about your husband, because I'm always about there is life after trauma, like you said, and now you're happily
and
married.
can be loved again.
Yes, you can be loved again, loved like Christ loved the church. So it's a beautiful thing. So congratulations to that. How long have you been married?
13 years.
Oh,
13.
wow.
Okay. 14 in August.
That's I'll be 8 in October.
Okay,
8 years in October. So yes, congratulations to that.
Thank you. Yes, it was, and it's something that we constantly have to work on, of course.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
And I think people really have to understand that. Sometimes they hear people when they say they got a good marriage. I have been witness some people, they like,
yeah.
I have witnessed people do that to people, and I be like,
I get it a lot.
But I be like, but I've been married, so I know how it's a work in progress to make that happy. So when they say they have a happy marriage, they not saying they ain't had no obstacles and ain't been through nothing. They just saying that they decided that we're gonna still love each other through this. I'm
not saying I don't have no bad day. I'm not saying that we don't have any conversations, but I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy. Allow me to be happy.
And the happiness is real. It's not a mask that when we're around these people, now we got to put on this happiness. But we're happy every day because we enjoy each other, we respect each other, and we got communication. If things arise, we can talk about this.
Look at here. I put on a mask for so long when I was going through my trauma and things I was going through. I don't have no time to put on a mask now. So I'm gonna let you all know who's watching. I am happily married. And like she said, that does not mean that we do not go through some stuff. Like she said, it is a constant work. Absolutely. But it can happen. Marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
As long as you put into that
very
work.
Beautiful when you haven't seen it growing up.
Yes.
Say that again.
So I didn't experience marriages at work. I saw a whole lot of the opposite. I'm a survivor of domestic violence by way of my parents.
Right.
And so watching the way they interact with each other, I didn't want that for me. I didn't want to get married.
Absolutely.
So it's different. It was new. Like for me, and it would be 8 years. It's still some adjusting. Even simple stuff like my husband opening a car door for me. I'm like, what are you doing? I go open the door myself. You know what I'm saying?
And don't be real independent.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to be a loving wife or to be a real wife, because I saw the abuse and the trauma and the disrespect and the way women talk to men in a way. So I didn't know. So, he opened the doors and being there cooking. Then I'm like, what is wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you don't deal with your issues, they will deal with you. You know what I'm saying? So we had to learn Jesus.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, LaQuisha, tell them about when you were going through all of the things you were going through when you were in college. And I remember the story you told with the balloons of how you was juggling everything. So just let them know everything of what you were doing. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I really want to bring more awareness to parents, to let them know of how that your child can have everything going on, but how important it is to check in with them to find out what's really going on with them.
Absolutely. And I love that about you, Mignon. You do that even without that person being your child, praise the Lord. I mean, you check on everybody. And she's like, tell them more, LaQuisha. Not let me leave.
And then remember what you had told me last time.
And with the balloon, she made it very clear. So I do a demonstration with balloons to show people what one person's life can look like. So I usually have people stand while I'm doing a presentation. I'll throw a balloon out and I'll say, tell me one of your problems you're dealing with right now. And they usually say something real minor. Right. Like, if it's a teenager, I'm trying to pass math. They'll say something like that. Okay, that's so cute. And I throw the balloon at them, and I tell them to keep it in the air, and they're doing a great job, And I say, but you didn't tell anybody that you were being molested. Hypothetically speaking, this could be any person. Throw that balloon at him, and then he got joked too. You didn't tell anybody that your boyfriend also broke up with you because he couldn't deal with your emotions from being molested. So now you're dealing with the heartbreak. So throw three balloons. And it gets to the point where the person can't juggle it all by themselves. Right. And so I ask I either ask or I wait to see if people from the audience are going to come up and help the person. Sometimes people will come up and help, and I will acknowledge that to the audience, and I'll say the people that came up here, those people in the community that serve as mentors, that serve as ambassadors and advocates to help each other come out of what they're in. I said, and I want people to think about, if you just sat there, why? You know, what was it that was holding you back from potentially helping this person? And then if nobody gets up, I'll encourage people, don't you want to help her? She's dropping all her problems on the floor. We can't have that, you know. And so eventually they get to see a visual, because people learn differently. Here go the teacher in me. They need to see that one person, all the balloons in the air, they all still belong to that one person, even though you see multiple people standing up to help them. But that's what each individual person looks like. So imagine if we all juggling that many balloons, but we're all helping each other juggle. We don't have to struggle when we're helping each other. But the problem comes in, as it did in my life, I was trying to juggle it all. People saw me struggle. They might have helped me with 1 or 2 balloons, but then they left after a while, so I was left to pick that balloon back up and try to keep it all in the air. It was hard. It was very hard. And as a result, took a turn in my life that I didn't want to go down. You know, I'm not proud of surviving suicide attempts. But that was a result of no one stepping in and helping me with my balloons. What another thing was that I did use was journaling and art to help me kind of release what I was holding on my shoulders all the time. And so throughout my whole childhood, I would draw and write. But once the abuse started, it intensified, and I started writing things that I probably shouldn't have written. I started drawing things that I shouldn't have drawn. I used to draw pictures of myself in a coffin and write things like I hate myself all over the picture. My mother would find I get a beating. You know how that goes. She take it from me. I get another book, do it
because
again.
she didn't understand it.
She didn't understand, and I didn't write everything. I just wrote enough so somebody would know that I was unhappy. And honestly, I wanted my mother to find me.
I know that feeling.
It's like you know that cry for help that people talk about, like, wow, you gotta pay attention to what children are doing, because it is a cry for help. They can't verbalize that or what they're trying to tell you, but they are hoping that you see this. And I remember that being as a domestic violence survivor, is that when I used to be in my apartment at this time and all the fighting and things, and just the screaming that I would do, it wasn't I was the screaming from the pain, it was the screaming that other people can hear and call the police, but the police never showed up.
And what I learned, one of the things that I learned when I was going through the same thing, like I'm crying out for these people, and it wasn't until maybe a couple of years ago my pastor had said something to me. They couldn't help you. They were going through the same thing. They didn't have the tools that help you. And then when I thought about it, and I said, oh my goodness, those same family members that I want to help me were the same family members who are in abusive marriages, who were being abused, who was molested. Like, oh my goodness, they didn't know how to help me because nobody helped them. They didn't know where to go. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I had to let go and forgive the people who I blamed for not helping me. Because when I look back, I was like, they couldn't help me. How was they going to help me when they was dealing with the same thing I was dealing with? They was trying to cover up what they was going through. I was trying to scream out and cover it up too. So.
And that was the way they dealt with it. They didn't talk about it. You know, everything that happens in the household stays in the household.
I hate that signature. You know me. That is my pet peeve. I hate that. I'm going to tell you everything that's going on in my household because I need everybody to help me deal with whatever's going on in my household.
Absolutely. You know, sadly, parents are still teaching their children.
They are.
They are. Still teaching
that. We see it.
Yeah.
We see it.
I've had parents tell their daughters. I have a mentor program for girls as well, and they tell their daughters, "You're not going in there and tell all my business."
I had a child say to me, I have to lie to you because my mommy told me to lie to you. I can't let you really know what's going on. It like crushed me because I'm like, oh my goodness, as much as I want to help you, that bond and that love that they have to their parents, no matter what is going on, I'm like, I don't even know where to like really begin.
Right.
Because she flat out would lie, and she did several times. So I do. Like I said, I have a whole different respect for teachers because they're not just teachers. Teachers are not just teachers.
Girl,
you know,
no. They are counselors.
They mamas, daddies. I mean, I've seen teachers have to do a child's hair just to kind of like
makeup,
so they won't be bullied or mess with school, try to hide. Like I've seen. I mean, there are some really amazing teachers that go above and beyond, and I'm just like, my God, like teachers are not just teachers. Like
they are not. They are not just teachers. They are definitely
So again, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
16.
Yes.
That's I'm gonna keep saying that 16 in
when
Baltimore
I get to 20,
City.
you don't even tell me nothing.
Okay.
In Baltimore City, right?
Yes,
Baltimore
walking
City.
around. Shout out to all the teachers out there.
Yes, shout
all
out
the
to
teachers
all
out
the
there.
teachers making a difference day in, day out, going home with it. Teachers do not work from 8 to 4, 8 to 5. It's all day, 24.
I was working today sitting on the couch.
See what I'm saying? You said one of your students was
he was texting me today. He needed $10.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Teachers go above and beyond. You know, I remember the first time one of my son's teacher came to a track meet of my son, and I was like, what you doing? Like, it was different. Like, I never saw that. And she was like, oh, you know, he told me he had a track meet today. I mean, let me say something. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. She beat me there because I was late. You know what I'm saying? But to see them do, it makes a big difference in a child. So shout out to all the teachers doing an amazing thing. Shout out to my friend who got 16 years and is Teacher of the Year in Baltimore City 2018.
Yes.
You got 1 more week for that. We're going to talk about it all week. All week, because she got 1 more week for that.
1 more week. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. So it's just so important, guys, to definitely have those conversations. And what we want to push with you guys is that, you know, sometimes your children, they may look like they got it all going on. You know, they're keeping their grades up. Amen. They smiling and they doing things like that. But, you know, you just have to check in. Yeah. Just check in and just have that real conversation.
Build a relationship so they don't lie when you check in.
Yeah, and don't keep, and this is the thing I want to tell parents to get through with them is that don't allow your child just to say when you ask them about how's everything going for them to say it's good. And that's it.
What's good?
No, go deeper than that.
Yeah.
Go deeper than that and still find out if everything is okay and just making sure that everybody is safe.
Yes.
As we can see in the news, you know, it's so many people that with the whole Me Too movement, we have found out that there has been gym instructors and coaches and everything for years who have done so many horrific things to children. Don't allow your children to deal with that pain alone. Or even, you know, this is about bringing the awareness so they can know what to do if someone do come at them like that.
Right. Yeah. Make those connections, have those conversations. Even when you are blessed, booked, and busy, you still have to make time. I'm telling you, there are times that I'm exhausted, but I'm in each one of my kids' room talking about something. You know, when I see they're withdrawn or they're in their room too much, I have one son who just plays the piano when something is going on. I know what that means. It means, all right, let's go outside, let's have a walk, mommy and you time to have a conversations. Because, I mean, some kids are good with hiding what they are going through. You know, you look for, some parents look for, oh, well, they get good grades or they're not doing this. Like I said, I got good grades. I was liked in school. I was all kind of things. Yeah, I was being abused daily. You know what I'm saying? So just we have to really make time for our youth. They are our future, and they are crying out in their silence. They're crying out in their behavior. They're crying out in their work. I mean, you have to really dig deep, work with your teachers. To see what's going on with
not
this
fight them.
Not
with them.
Yes.
And that happens so much.
My
oh my goodness gracious. I mean, some of the parents coming in, I know my child.
They tell you that you picking on their child?
Yeah. And I know I know what little boo-boo do when I'm not around. I'm like, you know, as a substitute, you know, we can't say much, right? But it is sometimes.
Why not?
We're not. We're not allowed to call the parents.
Right. You don't have the same amount.
We don't have the same amount. And
access.
I get it. But, like, if I'm a substitute in this one class for 2 weeks, I don't have time to wait for 2 weeks to this teacher get back and let them know. Sometimes I just want to be like, no, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you what the teacher can't really say, because I'm just going to give it to you raw. And I know I'm going to get in trouble. But sometimes I just want to say that because it really bothers me when these parents come in there, their kid ain't do nothing wrong. They watch the videotape, and then they still be like, well, what did you say? What? This is a grown-up. This is an adult. This is someone who is leading your child. And it be the same parents who never show up to nothing anyway. They always got something to say. PTA meeting is the empty. PTA meeting is empty. Ain't came to a parent-teacher conference all year, but you gonna tell me you know what your child did? How your child feeling? We got all these systems online that tell you their grades, their work they didn't do. Don't get me the preaching up here. Oh my goodness. My teacher friends.
Hallelujah. The
and
truth
if you
is
think
here.
I'm talking about you, then I probably am talking about them.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Do Baltimore have that where they can go on the computer and see that? See, every county has it now where you can actually go on their computer, see your child's work, if they turned it in with their grade. Why are you waiting to report cards to know what your kid's GPA is? I knew it months ago.
Last report card.
Exactly.
Like, you know, 4 come out a year. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that.
Exactly. Add it. Somebody needed to hear that. That's why she added it. Somebody needed to hear that. Come on now. And then when it's time for them to graduate, when it end and they want to do all this extra credit because they want to try to.
They short now.
They want to get their child to pass over to the next grade. So you ain't care all year. But then when, okay. All right, I ain't saying
and guys, you gotta realize that in this day and time, you know, it's not like how it was in the 70s and the 80s and things like that, where we didn't have the resources that we need to be able to assist us with the different issues that we're going through. Now we have numerous of people and organizations out here that's ready to step in and give you the tools that you need, because I assure you, it will never get any better until you start talking about it.
You better say that again.
And so what I want to do, I have a few numbers that I want to give out right now, because we did talk about suicide here. We talked about sexual assault and always domestic violence. So for suicide, that 1-800 number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. Also, sexual assault, 1-800-656-4673. 1-800-656-4673. And I'm also going to throw in bullying, because they have a 1-800 number for bullying as well. So if your children are going through something in the school system, reach out to this number and see what resources they can provide you in your area. And that number is 1-800-420-1479. 1-800-420-1479. And of course, the domestic violence hotline is 1-800-799-7233, which is 1-800-799-SAFE.
And I wish we had all of these resources back when I was a child, when I was going through all of the things that I was going through. I wish we had resources. I wish I didn't feel like I was alone. So we always use our platform to give you numbers, organizations. We always give you our email addresses that you can contact us and we can help you, because it really takes a community, and we need to take back our community.
Yes.
We really do. One youth at a time, one adult at a time. We need to start properly healing from the things that we have been going through, because you hurt people. And if you're hurting, we need to heal that.
Yes.
So we will continue to give you numbers and resources. We will continue to bring on awesome guests that can let you know how they're using their platforms to make a difference. Again, you guys know this is Sexual Assault Month. The color is teal. You see her beautiful teal. Her beautiful teal ribbon on there. So so please use those resources. Please reach out to us if you need anything, any support, or anything that we can do to help, because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
We are here.
Absolutely.
One body in Christ. We need to all do our part.
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
And so, LaQuisha, we want to thank you again for being here. It is always a pleasure to be in your presence.
Yes.
So what I want to do before we go, if you have any upcoming events that you would like to talk about, and also just give them your contact information so they can be able to follow you on all your social media platforms.
Okay, I wonder which one. I try to separate.
All of them.
I try to separate all those parts.
I do
But,
too. It never works that way.
I do have an event coming up.
Okay.
I'm going to have my first art exhibition this coming Saturday.
Oh, yay!
I'm so thanks.
Yay.
Even Brian gave me.
He's very supportive.
He's very supportive.
I am nervous. This is my first time presenting my art to the world publicly like this, so.
Where is it?
It's going to be at the Startup Nest in Baltimore's Black-owned business. Very beautiful, very artsy. It's from 3 to 6, and I am on Facebook and Instagram under LaQuisha Hall, and they can find the link to registering for the event.
I'm so excited for that.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Awesome. And guys, just to let you know, I don't know if I said this on air or not, but she is the unbothered queen of confidence. This is she.
You used to be
I
bothered.
used to be bothered.
She used to be bothered, but now she's unbothered.
Unbothered. So
She can teach you that.
So all those people who was giving her them dirty looks when she was trying to come in here, because she didn't know what she was going. She was unbothered. And she came here and let us know she was unbothered because she was looking for what she needed to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, we appreciate everything that you're doing out there in Baltimore. We got to support Baltimore, guys. Go out there.
Yes.
Support
When you
them.
coming, Mignon?
I'm coming. I wish I could come this weekend, but my youngest son, he's going to be out of town for Mother's Day. So we are doing a pre-Mother's Day with him. But I will be at the next one because I love your art. She also does the art study with the Bible. Oh, my goodness.
I do Bible journaling.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I have my first rehearsal for a play I'm in, but I'm going to see what time is it. I'm gonna see what I can try.
Yes.
Because I love art.
You'll still see the aftermath as well. And I'm planning on hosting a second exhibition in October for domestic violence.
Okay. Make sure you give us that date. Give us that date as soon as you get it so we can put it on the calendar and get that filled in.
And the Healing Lives will drive right on down.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Give us that date for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. So guys, definitely follow LaQuisha Hall on all the on Facebook and Instagram. You definitely want to be able to be connected to this phenomenal woman that's doing awesome work with our youth and our women. And y'all, it's time for us to come together and make a change.
Yes. Michael Jackson song.
That's Michael Jackson.
Want to make a change
for once in my life.
Y'all, we gotta step up.
Where's Fisher at?
It's
gonna feel real good.
Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right.
Hey. Y'all know that's the word.
Y'all know we can't do too much singing because you know God ain't blessed these chords with that.
And it's so funny because I know my husband watching, and my husband is a recording artist.
Somebody probably calling you and telling you to stop singing.
I know he's like, no, baby, no. And I know my manager was looking like, didn't I tell you don't sing in public?
Don't sing in public.
But you know, you heard it live on the Mignon Show. I think Ron muted us for real though. I know he did.
He was pressing buttons.
We are talking to the man in the mirror, all right?
Man in the mirror. The man in the mirror. We got to do that for the man in the mirror. So, Roz, definitely give them all of your information again.
That was hilarious. But I am Roz. I am Roz in the Community on Facebook. You can reach me at rozinthecommunity@outlook.com.
And I am MBA Speaks on Facebook and Instagram. You also can check me out on my website at mbaspeaks.com. Again, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And we are looking for guests.
Yes.
If you would like to be a guest on the Mignon Show, definitely get in contact with us. Send us a message on YouTube or however you're following us. We will definitely follow up with you, get you the information you need, and have you right here to join us. And also, you guys know that I'm the new director of sales here at Vox Wave. Woo! So if you're even looking to host your own show, send me an email message at voxwavesales@gmail.com. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night, and God bless.
Good night.